So today I'm going to be talking about sciatica and how to reduce the pain quickly and effectively. And so what I'm going to do is actually talk to how I overcame it. Let me talk to first how it happened. It didn't happen the way you think. It wasn't from a heavy deadlift. And then explain what I did to, in fact, eradicate that. So let's see. I got to get rid of this stuff. So the it happened about 3 weeks ago, and I was deadlifting, but it didn't happen the deadlift. It happened on a squat machine, and the squat machine was sort of off center, so you'd push a little more with one leg than the other, and I wound up pushing too much with my left leg, and I felt something, and it seemed like I thought it was just the IT band, and so I kept lifting and just felt a little pain. The next day, it became a little worse. So it started worrying me a little bit. So I put a tourniquet around so I could walk, because I like to walk between my workouts. So I put a tourniquet on, and then I did a walk, and it hurt a little more. And then my next workout, I put a tourniquet on again because my leg hurt, and if I put a tourniquet on above and below the pain that I was feeling in the leg and the upper thigh, it alleviated the pain so I could lift. But lo and behold, after I lifted, the next day I was in incredibly excruciating pain. I couldn't even walk to the bathroom. I had to crawl, and basically with my butt. And it really, the pain was just enormous. I couldn't even believe it. So, and then the next night I had to fly out of town for a client meeting. So what I did is I went to my clinic where I get my physicals, and they shot me with in the butt cortisone and taurine, which is the cortisone's for inflammation. The taurine is for it's sort of a pain reliever, a shot. Now they didn't give me any other meds, just tell me to take ibuprofen. It helped for like 2 days a little bit, but by the time the weekend rolled out, I was in a lot of pain, and it was really excruciating. And so what I then did was I wanted I wanted some hardcore meds. I wanted basically Norco or something like that. And so they gave me I went to the emergency room, which the emergency room will prescribe it if it warrants it, unlike a lot of other doctors outside the emergency room. So they gave me just a few Norco to get me through a week. And they shot me with taurine again, and something for inflammation. And this time it was much better. And the next day I was better, but it was from the aftershocks of the taurine and the anti-inflammatory. And so that I just felt good for like one day, and then it started coming back, and it really started hurting again. But it wasn't to the point I couldn't walk. So I went to the gym and I go, okay, what exercise do I think might be helpful here to alleviate this pain? Because what you try to do is sort of stretch your skeletal back so that your vertebrae, there's more space in your vertebrae. Because there's some pinching going on with your nerve that causes sciatica, but the source could be different. It could be a slip disc or something, but basically there's an impingement on the sciatic nerve. And so when the impingement on the sciatic nerve, you can either feel it in lower back and leg or both, but it's a real shooting pain. It really is. One woman told me once she'd rather be pregnant than to have sciatica. But so I don't know. I've never been pregnant, so I can't really address that. But so what I did was I said, what exercise would help? And the 3 exercises I found actually pretty quickly, and it really created a lot of relief for me. And in fact, I just did it a few days ago, and frankly, I don't even feel any pain. So I think those exercises were actually pretty effective. The first exercise that I know works is you got to keep your legs moving. Now, you can't walk. I mean, I couldn't walk. I mean, you go to the Cairo walk. Well, you can't walk. I can't walk. Well, that's why I'm here. But then they say swimming. Well, how many people have a pool? But what there is that you can do is there's a bike, you get, the bike machine, but the bike machine that has a back so you can rest your back on it. You're not leaning over. So you're lying back and your back's on the backrest, and then you just put your legs out and you start pedaling. And I found 30 minutes of that was pretty effective. So the first time I did it for 30 minutes, I felt pretty decent. And then the next time I did it for 30 minutes. I did 10 minutes to warm up. So I went to the gym. I did 10 minutes to warm up on the bike. Then I did some exercises I probably shouldn't have, but the exercises I did that seemed to really help were the hanging, where you hang from a bar, but it's got a counterweight, so you're not putting all your body weight. You're not holding up all your body weight. You're just holding up part of it. And half your body weight would probably be good. So half my body weight is holding up, and I just let my whole spine vertebrae extend out. So I just relax and let my whole body, sort of decompress. And I did that for 10 seconds, and I did 3 sets for 10 seconds. And that actually, I started feeling some relief from doing that right away. And then, so in addition to doing the hanging with the counterweight of like half my body weight and letting it fully extend, decompress, 3 sets for 10 seconds a set, I also did, I did something I thought a little innovative, because one of the exercises you learn in PT, physical therapy, they try to teach you, only physical therapy, they just teach you some of the exercises you do. So anyways, one of the exercises I found that they try to do is try to open up your vertebrae, basically. So, you're pulling your legs back, you're pushing your chest forward, but I didn't find those really to be that effective. I mean, they helped a little bit. But what I did find was really helpful was I went to the leg press machine. I put a small amount of weight on, like, I don't know, 100 pounds. That was it. And what I did is I put my feet as far up as I could go. So when I come back with the leg press, my butt rolls up. So I don't want to keep my butt straight. I want it to roll up. And when I roll up and my feet's out here, I'm actually putting pressure. I'm elongating my spinal cord, because I'm sort of pushing it sort of thing behind your legs or behind your neck, sort of pushing it. So you come down, your butt goes a little off the ground, sort of rolls up, and this comes down, the weight comes down about up here, so it puts pressure to roll your butt, which makes your spine longer. So I did 3 sets of that. I did 10 reps, three sets of that, and that actually, to be honest, that was very helpful. And then I went to, then at the end of the workout, I did 30 more minutes on the bike. And a half hour later, I didn't feel any pain. And I was walking fine, and here it's the next day, I am still good. So maybe I have to update this video, but at this point, it does seem like the things that are effective that you can manipulate are the 2 exercises, riding the bike, which is one, and that's probably the most important. The second most important is hanging. So you hang with a counterweight, probably half your weight, and fully extend your spine, 3 sets of 10. And then you do the leg press machine, but be sure to maybe talk to the doctor before you do the leg press machine, because it works on me, but it may not work on you, but it really did seem to alleviate a lot of the pain. And then after that, I went back on the bike. Now, so that's from an exercise point of view, what really worked. From a drug point of view, I was in so much pain. Like I said earlier, the only thing would help was Norco, basically. And that was just temporarily, and because it's a nerve issue. That was one thing to do. And then I went to a chiropractor. I went to a physical therapist. I went to a lot of people. The physical therapist, I didn't really get a lot of, they gave me some exercises, but it wasn't really that useful for me. That could be very useful for you. The thing I found was the chiro was very useful, because this chiro that I went to sort of understood sciatica, and he understood that you had to open up the vertebrae. So he would do some exercise with me to help me open it up, and I immediately sort of it would feel better. It seemed like he was adjusting my spine, my vertebrae, that seemed to be effective, but minutely. So you got to go back about probably 5, 8, 10 times. But I think of overall of everything I did, the exercises, especially on the bike and the hanging, were really helpful in reducing the pain to basically nothing. There I would focus on those exercises, but especially the bike, because one of the things about sciatica, you got to keep your legs moving, because it's sort of a roller coaster ride. If you don't do anything, you stay in bed, it's going to get worse. So you need to do something. The problem is you can't walk. I can walk. I don't know how anyone can walk. And most people don't have a swimming pool, and I'm not really sure that's a really great idea, but getting on the seated bike with the back that has a back that you can put your back against, and then just pedal with your legs, that's more in front of you as opposed to underneath you, that was really effective. I felt that the first time, and I did it for like 30-40 minutes the first time, and then like I said, the second time I did start with 10 minutes. I did these exercises to help open up my spine, and then at the end I did about 40 minutes on the bike, and half hour later, no pain, walking fine, and here I am still walking fine. So those to me were really effective, and that's what I sort of recommend in terms of exercises. The leg press, I definitely would get your doctor's advice, but the other riding the bike, they'll definitely say do that, the seated bike anyway. And then sort of hanging, they probably, I don't know if they'll say do that, but as long as you're only doing half your body weight, it's going to just help decompress. So those are two really good exercises, and if you're really in pain, you should go to the emergency room and get Norco, because this thing is really murder. So 3 weeks, I've just tried to lift a little bit, but now I'm sort of back. So hopefully next weekend I'll hit it again. But I still have to get my MRI to see what the cause of it is, because sciatica is a symptom. So now I got to figure out the cause is, because if it is something that I can't deadlift, then I might be able to deadlift. So I have to get an MRI to figure out what caused it. So I'm getting an MRI tomorrow. I'll update you on the progress of this, but as of today, I am pain-free from sciatica. Yay me. So anyway, with that said, take care.